Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's congratulate the semifinalists for the 51st QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup.
Good afternoon from Samstown in Las Vegas, the semifinals of the 51st QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup here on Bowl TV. We've got our men's and our women's semifinals happening at the same time here this afternoon. I'm Lucas Wiseman of Bowl TV, along with Puerto Rico head coach Jerry Edwards. Good afternoon, Jerry.
Hey, Lucas.
It's going to be a pretty exciting championship round today. We've got our semifinals to start things off. Jairus Go of Singapore taking on Wusuhong of Hong Kong in our men's semifinal, and Maria Bolanova of Russia taking on Shannon Pluhowski of the United States in our women's semifinal. The top seeds are waiting in the wings. And that is Francois Lowe of South Africa and Clara Guerrero of Colombia are the top seeds waiting to see who they will face. Early missed single pin for Go. And format today is best of 3, so not a one-game match. Little time to settle in here, Jerry, and not the sense of urgency right out of the gates here that you would normally see in a semifinal.
Yeah, the best 2 out of 3 is a great chance for these athletes just to kind of settle in. They didn't get a lot of practice prior to the start of this competition, this particular set of games, and the lane will still go through some transition right now. So for them, it gives them a chance to kind of breathe a little bit, get settled in, see the lane, make their adjustments. So it's a nice decision by the tournament organizers to go best 2 out of 3 here.
And an early tough leave there for Wu Su-hong as he leaves the 5-10 in the first frame.
Well, the only good thing there is that the gentleman he's playing from Singapore didn't convert his spare in the first, so.
Yeah, and kind of an unusual leave there as he hit the pocket, but it was kind of light, and you don't see the 5-10 in the pocket too often.
Very, very rare. And as a righty, to actually make it is a great shot-making feat.
What a great split conversion there right out of the gates for Wu Su-hong as he picks up the 5-10 split. Well, you know what they say, if you're going to leave it, you got to make it. And here's Shannon Plahowski. Second frame, the lefty from the United States, a 2-time World Cup champion with the strike.
And she's finished second as well, so she's had a wonderful run here at the World Cup. She's always performed beautifully.
Plahowski winning in 2002 and 2004 with a runner-up finish in 2003. She bowled in 2008, finished 6th, and now she's back again for the 5th time, looking to become the first woman to win this event 3 times. Second frame, a little bit wide right on that shot, leaves the 2-pin.
Look, Lucas, you know, as the lane kind of changes, a lot of times the first thing that happens, it feels like your ball wants to go a little bit long. When you first start, the back ends are very dry because they're freshly oiled, back ends are crisp, and they will transition a little bit. So sometimes it's like, okay, here they go, time to start making my little moves.
Maria, she's been pretty solid all day today, and she delivers a nice-looking strike there for a double to start. And Maria 6-2 in her match play today, which is just an outstanding record. She had a great morning.
Look, for those of you just joining us too, this is a youngster. I mean, she has 17 years old and has played like somebody who's 35 as far as how calm and how well she's made her shots game after game.
And Maria played in the World Cup in 2014, had a 299 game last year in Wrocław, Poland. Had a very nice performance as a 16-year-old in that event.
So you're saying it's not her first rodeo?
She's been here before.
Yeah.
And she started with a double here against the bowler who's arguably the favorite coming into this week. Comes up a little light, leaves the 2-8 here in the third. But an early 8-pin lead for Maria. And Jairus trying to regroup after missing that single pin in the first frame. Let's see how he reacts.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it bothered him too much. Great shot there.
Now, Jerry, we were talking earlier today in the round of 8 about how the atmosphere changes when you get to this point. It kind of makes it a little bit more nerve-wracking, a little more pressure-packed, doesn't it?
Wow, when you come into this kind of a format now, you get all these people around closer to you in the settee area, and it's extremely quiet. And it's not normal. We don't play when it's quiet. So, and it's pretty important, every shot, and so you really have to be able to just let it go and forget that it's quiet.
And both of our semifinals happening at the same time. That will not be the case for the finals. They will be, they will take place separately once we finish up here in the semifinals. Jairus trying to make up for that open with a double here. That looks pretty good. It goes high on him, though. Checks
Yeah.
up, leaves a 3-6-10.
Just a little in off of his hand. It just looked like maybe a pinch.
So he's down by 10 early here. Puhalski stepping up, looking to take the lead. She shreds the rack for the double and a 2-pin lead here in game 1.
Shannon, an incredible veteran player who's been in a lot of situations that were just a lot of heat on your behind to perform, and she's always stepped up and played hard and has had a tremendous amount of success, a great champion in many, many places. But this is so important, and I am sure this is something she would really love to have. So to be the first woman to have 3 World Cup titles. And this is such a wonderful event. There's so many countries that play, and it's just it's so important to these athletes. So sometimes you just have to let that go and just play and be right there in the moment. Take one shot at a time.
3 strikes in a row for Shannon. And now Wu Suhong with a strike in the third, up by 10. Remember, best of 3. I want to keep reminding you of that because this first game is just the start. First player to win 2 games will advance into the championship match. Very quiet in here as Maria delivers that shot a little bit wide right. Leaves the 2-4.
Makeable spare there. But anytime you leave 2, it makes it a little bit more difficult than if it's just 1.
You can just feel the intensity and the pressure in the room.
You can feel the excitement
Yeah,
and the energy here. It's gone up a level here. It looked a pinch firm to me off of Wusu's hand there. Sometimes just getting settled in and
Leaves the 2-5. And remember, they did re-oil the lanes after the round of 8, so we're bowling on fresh again. And quite honestly, the fresh has been pretty difficult this week, hasn't it, Jerry? We've seen a lot of low scores on the fresh.
yeah, wasn't uncommon because the lane goes through some transition and they were just a little bit tricky. And you make a pretty good shot, and then the next shot, the lane may feel a little bit different, and it may be a little bit difficult to get lined up initially. You have to make some choices on which ball is in your hand and how you manage, especially the break point. A lot of times it has a little bit too much energy down lane, and then all of a sudden the ball is too strong. So these players have all done a great job of managing the shape of their shots so that they can manage the pocket, because that's the first job. You got to manage the pocket first, then you get to manage the carry.
Fifth frame for Maria. That's a little bit right, isn't it?
It sure was.
Leaves the split, pays the price. She got it too far to the right, leaves the 2-4-10 split here in the fifth.
That wasn't too hard to do at times here. You got it a little bit right. The lane was not going to just bounce it back for you. That was a little bit right on 20 as well, and the ball speed and the rev rate just allowed it to tip enough to tickle those pins down, because that was not a forceful strike there on 20.
Yeah, it looked like his ball speed was just a pinch lower on that shot, which allowed it to hook back and
gave it just
get the
enough
strike.
Chance.
See if Maria can make a run at the split. Almost.
Wow, great shot at it.
Just a pinch off from converting that split, but she's in some trouble now against Puhalski here in game 1.
Yeah, early on. It's still early, but boy, you just don't want to open a door. So it'll be important that she comes back with a really solid shot the next one.
Big shot here for Go as he tries to even up game number 1 in this best of 3 semifinal. Gave a little leg kick, trying to help it get back, I think. And leaves that 2-5 again. Well, the second time we've seen that 2-5 on that lane. Wusu left it a minute ago.
Yeah.
And here's Plahowski working on 3 in a row. High flush. Nothing takes out the 8-pin, however. Ball just kind of sailed right past the 8 on that shot, a little high.
Yeah, it was strong. It was moving. It was not afraid, that bowling ball. It was going for the kill.
Slow start in our men's matches. We haven't seen a whole lot of striking going on in that match.
Well, you've seen it happen with these guys. They've both gone a little bit light, and you know, the oil starts to get stretched down the lane a little bit. It just does take a little bit of time for them to settle down, and they're gonna look to keep it around the pocket. Certainly, it's easier to make a 2-5 than a big 4.
So quiet in here. I want to try to not talk while their bowler's on the approach, and
Yeah,
it's usually kind of my
yeah.
rule of thumb, because it's unlike you know, a TV show. We don't have a big thing of plexiglass or something in front of us to block the sounds of our voices from getting to the bowlers, and we're very close. I mean, we're probably about 20 feet from Shannon Plahowski, which would be
Yes.
about 5 meters.
Yeah. So it's easier to talk when the lane people are clapping, because
Exactly.
your
Yeah.
voices are covered.
Or once the ball is going down the lane and it no longer has an impact on the outcome. And so now Wusu Hong working on a strike, leading by 10, and he can push that lead up to 20 with another strike here. We have not seen a double yet in our men's semifinal. Very firm with that one. The messenger comes across, wiggles the 10, and it does not go down. That's a tough break.
That was a blind messenger. Boy, was that good.
It was a very confident, firm shot.
Yes, it
does
was.
not get the payoff. Now, how will Maria react after the open in the 5th? You'll notice she's very deliberate on the approach. She sends a messenger that does take out the 10.
How about that? A little late tap.
Right.
Little love tap there.
She says, Wusu Hong, that's how it's done right there.
There you go.
And gets the messenger to come across and take out the 10. And either that's a ball change for her, or she's throwing a different ball on each lane. I'm not sure. We'll find out when she throws her next shot here. And let's see if our bowler from Hong Kong can convert, and he does.
Great
Maintains a
cover.
10-pin lead. I think Maria changed balls after the
It sure
2-4-10,
looks like
doesn't she? Didn't she?
Mhm. And her pre-shot routine is, like you said, very deliberate, and she takes her time. She is a player that stands on the approach a little while before she gets started. That's a common thing for her all week long. No different now than in qualifying.
Big shot here for Russia. It looked like she just kind of got into that one a little too quick and got the ball in the lane too fast, and timing was a bit off, and leaves the split again. Same split, 2-4-10. And now Jairus misses the headpin to the right,
That
which
a
was
little-
pretty easy to do this week, wasn't it?
Mhm. Yes, it was. It was.
She got close last time. This has got a chance as well.
Oh,
Pretty
it
much
looked like
identical.
Carbon copy
Yeah.
there.
Almost exactly what she did on the last one on that lane. And
Had a chance.
sure looks like Shannon Plahowski is in the driver's seat
For
here in
game
game
one.
one, but not over because it's a best of 3.
Look, you know, their strategy in this too is as you get close to the end of the game, if you are out of the game, that's when you've got to take some chances. And if you don't have a very good look, you have a chance to make a couple of shots. You may shoot your score may look worse, but you might find something for the next game. So once you're out of a game, because it isn't total pins, a lot of times it's smart to take a look at something else you might want to see.
Shannon with the ring 7 here in the 7th frame.
She wanted that one.
Still up by 39 with the spare, but a strike there really would have
Oh,
allowed
she
her to
could-
coast to the
I let her
game
breathe a
1
little
win.
bit. Mhm.
Jarris down by 13. Nice soft shot, comes back, gets the strike, looks at his fingers a little bit.
I believe these two guys have to really pay attention to which ball they pick up off of the ball return because they're using the same one.
Gotta be extra cautious.
Yeah.
And once again, for those of you just tuning in, this is the semifinals of the QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. Lucas Wiseman and Jerry Edwards with you. First game of our best of 3 semifinals. Francois Lowe of South Africa waiting for the men's winner of this match, and Clara Guerrero, the defending champion from Colombia, up next for the women.
The guys in the men's final here, in the men's semifinal here, they've played a lot against each other. You know, they're both from the Asian zone, so they have probably had a chance to bowl each other many, many times.
Certainly, yeah. Pluhowski, 8th frame. Great shot.
Boy, that came off her hand like silk.
Well, when you look at the experience level in the women's match, Shannon obviously has more experience. She's bowled for big titles around the world. She's a professional bowler. Maria, just 17 years old, certainly with less experience, but and sometimes that can come into play in a semifinal like this.
Sure.
You know, maybe after this game, Maria will settle down a little bit, but she hasn't shown sign of much nerves.
No, she
early.
looks very confident and comfortable in her demeanor. You wouldn't know. It's probably going crazy inside a little bit, but from the external side of things, she looks very, very composed.
Maria down by 39, 2.5 frames to go here in game 1. And it is best of 3 games, not pinfall. It's the first bowler to win 2 games, wins the match, and moves on to the championship. Saw some folks chatting about that in the chat.
Yeah, if you were going to say, I think there is a little advantage initially here to Shannon too, because she's used to bowling on fresh pairs. When you're playing in competition as a lefty, many times when you go to the next pair, it's fresh again because there's not a lefty there ahead of you. And so, and if I've got a lefty playing, I would always say, hey, this is something that's normal for you. We're just going to see this. This is something that is like breathing to you, is watching a fresh lane transition.
Yeah,
Not that it's
you make a
easy.
good point. Shannon, pretty much when they move lanes throughout the day, every pair's fresh for her,
Yeah.
so she's pretty used to it, and she's done pretty well this week managing that. And this is a big shot here for Jarris. He can pull to within 3 pins with a strike. Looking for the first double. Can't get it again. Misses the head pin to the right for the 2nd time in a row on that right lane.
Yeah, this is what we saw all week. If you got your launch angle a little bit too left to right, and the ball just kind of got out there a little too far, it was not coming back. It was not hard to leave a washout this week if you got a little bit too angular in the front part of the lane early and got it too far right down lane.
So now is the time for Maria to start to think about game 2, I think, and what she can do to start to string some strikes together.
Yeah, maybe what she's
super washout.
Yeah, maybe what she's testing right now, trying to see if there's a place that she can kind of manage the pocket a little bit.
Open frame for the Singaporean, and his deficit grows significantly in the 8th frame, now down by 25. Appreciate you joining us this afternoon from Sam's Town in Las Vegas.
Great
Nice
cover.
conversion for Maria as she picks up the super washout in the 9th.
It's you see it shot in that manner and you think, really? But if you think about it, the 1-6 is no different than the 3-10.
That's true.
the same distance apart, so it's like shooting a little baby split, and she did it perfectly.
Pluhowski, ninth frame. She is on her way to a game 1 win here. Doesn't like it at all.
She's happy to get 8.
Yes, she is. Leaves the 2-4 on that shot. Could have been a lot worse.
Lucas, will they re-oil between this match and the next match?
That's a good question, and I don't know
You're
the
not
answer
sure?
to that.
That's the other thing too. The lanes, they all played earlier on these lanes, and when you do a second strip and re-oil, the lane doesn't always play the same. It changes. Sometimes it feels like it hooks a little earlier and it's a little tighter down lane. It's just it changes the nature of how your ball goes down the lane.
Well, Cliff's sitting right in front of us. I suppose I could ask him if we get a chance here. Let me see if I can find out. So yes, they will re-oil before the finals, which makes sense because I believe 19 and 20 is going to be the championship pair for both finals, and so they will have to re-oil. Obviously, if the women are going to come over there to bowl, they don't want the women to follow the men, that would not be a typical thing.
And they would re-oil again.
Yes, so they're going to run it twice, I
for
believe.
the women, it'll be the first time they bowl on a third strip and re-oil. And for the guys, they'll have 4.
Yeah.
Or 3.
3.
No, 4.
If you count earlier today.
Yeah.
Woo Soo-hong trying to close out this game. Comes up light.
Boy, it's easy to get the ball down the lane a long way here today.
So he's looking at 199. If he makes the spare and strikes, that would be enough to win the game. Shannon Pluhowski not looking so solid on that shot, but she's still going to win and be in the 2 teens this game. So this is a very important spare attempt coming up here for Woo Soo-hong as he needs to convert this. Otherwise, Jairus will have a chance. Not the easiest spare in the world. I'm not sure I'd want to have to make this to win a game, but he will give it a go here. Looks like he's going to hook it, it looks like.
Most players will choose to hook it at this spare because it's easier to get the back pin.
Exactly. A good idea, and he converts it with no problem, and he'll just need 6 pins and count on his fill ball to lock up the win. 2-19 for Shannon Pluhowski as she takes the game 1 win.
Boy, that's a solid, really a good game. She's clean. Had a 3-bagger. That's a very, very good score on a fresh lane.
So she is up 1-0 in that match. And
check out the bowling ball again.
I was going to say, Maria looks like she's changing balls again
Sure
here,
does.
which is a smart move.
I think so.
It's a smart veteran move out of a young player to try to find a better ball reaction. She needs to find 220 ball reaction, and right now she doesn't have it. Maybe a little move off of that might get her in the neighborhood. If she can convert the spare, she'll get another look at it with a fill ball. 6 pins for the win here for Woo Soo-hong here in game 1. And gets enough. Could have been flirting with something there, but
he was wiggling a little bit. But please.
198 is enough to win that game, and a pretty low-scoring opening game in our men's semifinal. And look at the scoreboard for Woo Soo-hong. Clean game, pretty much the difference.
And a very unusual split conversion in the first frame.
Yes.
To set the tone for a solid game there.
Yeah, pretty much the difference there is Woo Soo was clean, and Jairus missed that single pin in the first, had the washout for the open in the 8th, and that's the difference when strikes aren't coming in a game.
Yeah, the guys, neither of the guys have thrown a double.
Yeah, no doubles at all in that match. I was just looking at the same thing.
And sometimes too, the higher RPM rate. Both of these guys have a strong RPM rate, and sometimes on the fresh, it makes it harder to manage as the lane's transitioning. It's fair.
So just a couple of fill balls to go here, and then we'll be into game 2 of our best of 3 format. Which means that Hong Kong and the United States are both a win away from advancing to the championship, and Singapore and Russia have a little work to do here in these next couple of games. 174 for Maria.
Maria went back to the other ball and looked like she kind of zoned in just a little bit more, so maybe the choice is so it doesn't get as far to the right.
Now, it's interesting. You can't see it on camera, but you are allowed to change the surface of the bowling ball between games. And so it looks like Maria might be doing that. It looks like Del Ballard is doing that for Wu Su Hong right now, trying to freshen up the surface of the bowling ball a little bit.
That's a rule in the international competition, that you're allowed to touch the surface of the bowling ball by hand between games. It's not something we can do in league play, unfortunately, Lucas.
No, it's not. I wish. Shannon starts off with a double wood there.
I think it got off of her hand a little quick.
Just tuning in, this is our semifinals here at the World Cup from Samstown in Las Vegas. Lucas Wassman and Jerry Edwards with you on the call. USA leading 1-0, and Hong Kong leading 1-0 in these best of 3 semifinal matches.
And this year there are no countries that have a man and a woman in the semifinals and finals. We've got all sorts of different representation here. 6 different countries.
Yeah, no overlap. And they also do a country award for the highest. And I'm not sure when. I'm guessing Russia might have gotten that. Could be Singapore. Depends. Could be determined on the outcome here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Sure.
But Russia and Singapore both had both of their representatives advance into the, as
Top
did
8.
Malaysia, but Malaysia didn't have anybody in the finals.
That's a great award too, because
It is,
that's
yeah.
you know, it's a fun.
So game 2 underway. Must-win games for both of the players you see on the screen right now. So pressure-packed game. This is as much pressure as we've had all week right here for these players.
Well, this is a do or die here.
Trying to stay alive in the tournament. Our championship matches will be coming up immediately following our semifinals. These best of 3 matches can take a little bit of time, but they can also be very rewarding because we have more opportunities for excitement and drama. And
Well, and it's really an opportunity to, you know, if you don't see it quite right the first game and you get it figured out, you can still win. So it's not over. So I think most of the players appreciate a best 2 of 3.
yeah, a little bit of a less of pressure right out of the gates, but all the pressure on now for both these players is Maria certainly looks like she's in bad shape here, ball reaction-wise.
Yeah,
she just
she's-
can't quite get it figured out.
Better shot there.
And we still have not had a double in our men's semifinal, and Wu Su Hong's going to have the chance step up here on lane 20 to get there.
With his freshly resurfaced
That's right.
bowling ball.
She made this before, last game. See if she can make it again.
It was a great shot at it.
And I just got an email from Judy Howlett in the press room saying Singapore won the top country award with third and fourth place, third at worst for Jairus and a fourth place for Geraldine on the women's side. And finally, we've got a double on the board.
There you
in
go.
our men's semifinal.
And that was no questions there. What a great shot.
Pluhowski looking to take advantage of the open. Wow. That one got away from her a little bit. It leaves the 2-4-7. Had to turn my brain to the left side to be able to call that one. And she'll be looking at the spare here to have the lead.
These players have just performed beautifully this week. All of them have had a lot of strikes, but they've all made their spares too. They are great spare shooters. Shot makers. Because sometimes when you move to a pair, you may not strike. And a lot of times well, always, if you make your spares, you never get embarrassed. But if you're not striking and you're not sparing, that's when you can shoot some really bad scores.
What a great shot, and Wu Su-hong looks like he's got it figured out and dialed in all of a sudden with 3 in a row.
Yeah, sometimes when you can make a surface change just to get the ball pick up the lane a little bit earlier, it makes the lane feel like you've got a lot more room. You don't have to be so precise.
Pluhowski yelling for it to hook, and a
she
blowout
knew.
7-10 for Shannon. I think she knew that she was in trouble of not striking. I don't know that she knew she was going to leave a 7-10. That's kind of a tough leave on that shot. Jairus looking for his first double. Not going to happen this time as he leaves the 6-10. So an open frame for Pluhowski evens things up.
Lucas, did Jairus lead? He was leading in at least one of the rounds after one of the rounds, correct?
He led the first couple of rounds, I believe.
Okay.
So he's bowled well from the start this week.
Wusu?
He's just kind of been hanging around. I'm not sure that he was in the lead too much this week, but he's just been real steady.
Yeah, and he moved up, I think.
Been
I think
moving up.
He's continued to improve with each block. He's a great champion. Has been bowling a long time. Started at a very young age. Has had, some great opportunities as a young player to compete for his country and to win some medals. He's still a very young player.
Great shot for Maria. She gets the strike. The other issue for Maria is throughout the week she's had right-handers that have helped her to break the lane down. She doesn't have anybody helping her break the lane down now. And if you were aware, they only got 2 shots of practice on each lane to start, so not a lot of time to break things down either.
That's exactly true.
And I'm wondering if Maria just got caught starting a little bit too deep in this and probably needed to be a little bit more right. You can tell that she likes to hook the ball. She likes to really hit on it and get on the ball. And you almost wonder if she'd have started a little bit farther right, I wonder what would have happened in this match. And let's see what she does on this shot coming up.
Either start a little farther right or don't let your break point get as far right.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring your eyes
Tighten the
in on it.
angles a little bit. Because she's standing at 27 or so with her feet. She walks pretty straight.
Hey,
Gets the
slapped
break
it.
for the double. And,
She's like, yeah, it's a double.
and maybe that'll loosen that arm swing up a little bit and make her
Yeah.
start to crack through. And she actually has the lead now for the first time in this match. 10-pin advantage for Maria. high on that shot for Wusu as he leaves the 9-pin. Now a little pressure on Pluhowski that she hasn't felt yet today. And she leaves the 4-pin.
Don't call it a 6-pin.
Almost did. Almost. I had to think about it for a second. So suddenly you get the feeling like Pluhowski might be in a little bit of trouble here. She's not executed great so far this game. She's kind of lost the feel a little bit. She needs to get that back and regroup and needs to get something going. Otherwise, she could be in trouble if Maria starts putting together a few strikes.
Well, and you know Maria has shown us throughout the week that she can follow up a game that's not so good with something that's huge. You know, she can put some strikes together. She's had some very, very big games following a game that wasn't so big.
Well, right now, Wusu Hong is in complete control against Jairus Go of Singapore through 4 frames. Trying to get that one to hook back a little bit. Leaves that same spare he shot in the 10th frame last game. Still up by 31. Pluhowski trying to get the feel back. She gets the strike, but I'm not sure she'll be so happy about it.
Well, she was watching it really closely because I think she was watching what the ball did and looking to figure out if she makes the move, what's the move got to be. If she felt like, because you can't expect yourself to bowl and make perfect shots every single shot. You know, players at this caliber, if they make a shot that's like 85% good or 80% good, they've got a chance to strike. So you're looking for, you know, I've got to have a little wiggle room here too. So sometimes you're watching to see if the ball surprises you and does something that's a little different, then you've got to say, was that a good enough shot? And if it was a good enough shot, then what adjustment do I have to make? If you wait for a perfect shot to make an adjustment, you may wait way too long.
And here comes a big shot from Maria, 5th frame.
This is a very important shot for her.
She's up by 10. She's starting to get the feel, isn't she?
That was just a special shot there.
Jairus looking a little bit lost. He goes through the face, 3-6-10. Body language not so good for him right now. He looks a little down on himself.
I'm not sure, like, with these two guys, who had the better look on the fresh patterns. You know, we bowl 8 games of in each of our blocks. There are 8 games, and so sometimes a player is better later, and some players are good at the start, or better than the rest at the start.
Maria got a handful of that one and leaves the 4-pin. She really hit it at the bottom and went a little high.
Yeah, that's not hard for her.
Yeah, for sure. Chopped spare. Doesn't look like it's going to be his day.
He's really got to get it figured out. Yeah, you know what? These
guys
are pretty. They're pretty wily and pretty clever. You know, hopefully that the picture got clear with that last shot, and he'll start to throw a few strikes up there, put a little heat on Wusu.
Maria up by 19. No problem with the spare. So she's got a 19 in pin advantage for a bit here as she's 6 frames into game 2. 2-pin for Jairus.
He's got quite a bit of over-under. He's light and high, light and high.
better shot for Plahowski, but does not get the payoff. Leaves the 7.
That was a great shot there by Shannon. Great spare conversion over there.
Oh, breaks up the 4-9 for the strike.
Lucas, you said earlier you were watching Maria and her footwork, how straight it was. All of these players here have very, very good footwork. There's not a lot of wandering around. They,
Tough 9-pin for Shannon.
yeah, that's like a right-hander leaving an 8-pin. That's just those hurt your feelings, that's for sure. Those are.
All right, Woo-Soo Hong, 7th frame, working on a strike, leading big here in this semifinal, up 1-0. That one goes high, 3-6, 9-10.
These lanes do just, on the guy's side particularly, this 19 and 20 looks a little bit touchy. You open the angle up a little bit, it doesn't want to come back. You square it up a little bit, wants to hook a lot down lane. It's sensitive with speed too. You get a little firm and it doesn't want to pick up. It wants to squirt down there a little bit. Then if you slow up a little too much, it goes high. So they're a little bit tricky over here. That was a fabulous conversion. That 3-6, 9-10 is not anybody's friend. He made that like a champ. Hooked it at it.
Maria up by 20, 7th frame. High flush strike.
She's like, I'm not going away. I'm here. Fabulous shot there.
One of the best shots he's thrown of the
I think maybe the
semifinal
best
here.
shot. Boy, that was a beautiful shot there.
Wow, another strike. Maria gets the double. She can't believe it.
Yeah, there you go. Tickle that 10-pin, get it out of there.
And now she's got a big lead. 30 pins. We could be heading to a deciding game 3 at this rate in our women's match. Nice washout conversion for Jairus. Jerry, what do you think Shannon needs to do here? She looks like she's just kind of lost the feel, huh?
Well, you know what? She's a great champion, and you know she's in the position right now where she's looking to get the picture clear again, because she's, you know, she needs to strike here a lot. But if she's not striking, she's still looking to be, in case she does go to game 3, which what it looks like. So it's that same decision-making process now, whether she needs to see a different ball go down the lane or if she needs to make a little modification in this, with how she stands, it looks like she's got a different ball in her hand here.
Comes up a little light, leaves the 3-pin.
She's
at
thrown
2.
this ball over here before. It's just, she's looking to find a good combination. You know, there's only so many bowling balls, so then you've got to make a physical adjustment, either in how you look at the lane, maybe move the distance that you look down the lane, change your hand action a little bit, looking to get the ball to do the right thing. And she's using this time here to get prepared for that next game.
In our men's match, things starting to look pretty good in the favor of the bowler from Hong Kong, Woo Soo Hong, as he strikes again. And it looks like he's going to bowl for the title here.
Yes, it does.
Against Francois Lowe of South Africa.
Yeah, he got that one to push a little bit too, so that it snuggled up high and carried. That's a good sign for him.
Maria, 9th frame. She's looked very solid over the last 6 frames or so. Wow. Hard to not be impressed by what you see out of this young lady. And she strikes again, and we are going to have a game 3 in that match.
She's a very, very powerful player, and with that power, she's got great precision, and that's a great combination. A lot of times people have power but not so much precision, and other people have precision but not as much power. She's got a great marriage there. She's got a wonderful future ahead.
Well, now seems like she's got the right ball in her hand. She's starting to get the feel a little bit. Strikes are starting to come, and she looks like she's in good shape heading into a game, deciding game 3. Just kind of had to wait for it to come to her, and it finally came to her, and she's got it.
Looks
now.
like she's gotten a little rollier too, where she's not going around it quite as much. Playing a little bit more control and a little less hook.
So I guess now is the time where if she wanted to try anything, she could, because she's ahead. But I mean, she's striking so much.
Kind of settle in and let me just see this.
You know that it's not going to change much because she's the only right-hander on the pair.
Yeah. I'd just be looking to get my picture clear and get real focused and calm and watch it so that if I have to make a little bit of adjustment, I've got a really good picture. No confusing the picture here with any other information at this point.
Jarrett's finally put together some string of strikes here, but too little too late, unfortunately, for the Singaporean. He's going to finish 3rd in this tournament.
Great event for Jarris. Steady play all week. He's just bowled great. His country's very proud, and he should be proud, and all the fans had a lot of fun watching him as well. He's got that motion that makes it look easy.
242 for Maria. The biggest game we've seen thus far. 194 for Jarris.
That's a big game, 240.
Now Shannon has the opportunity to throw a different ball and try to figure something out, but you can throw a different ball all you want, but if you don't make the good shots, it's hard to get a good read, isn't it?
Yeah.
Only 1 strike this entire game for Pluhowski.
Be interesting to see what she decides to do here with this shot. Figure out what she's trying to get the ball to do what she needs it to do.
Great performance by Woo Soo Hong in our men's semifinal. Better looking shot from Pluhowski, at least in the pocket. 177 for Shannon. And we're all tied up 1 game apiece in that match. And a great win for Woo Soo Hong, who bowls 2 clean games. Picks up the win and will bowl for the title against Francois Lowe of South Africa.
It was interesting too. Woo Soo took a chance and actually, I mean, not a chance, he took the opportunity to throw another ball down the lane in the fill ball to kind of see what it does on this lane.
I can see Rod Ross, he's down there changing the surface of a ball for Shannon before we get started with game 3.
I see Mr. Noda taking
Yeah,
an opportunity to stand up and stretch just a little bit. Mr. Noda always does such great photography for us here at this event and so many events. Just recently going into the Hall of Fame for service to our industry. Wonderful man.
Hiro Noda is a photographer for the World Cup. You can see him
in the distance.
Down there. Yep. And he'll have to take a seat again here in just a second because the next game is getting ready to get started. I'm not sure he realizes there's one more game to go yet. He thinks might be over. And now he realizes. He sees Maria getting ready to bowl. He says, oh, I better sit down in my seat.
Get back in position. If I were Maria, I think I'd wait until he got sat down.
I probably would too.
I wouldn't wait. I mean, I would wait.
Mr. Noda knows to stay still, though.
Oh, he's a you know what? He's very aware of that.
Yes, Maria starts things off with a strike. Well, we talked about how
no distraction for her apparently.
No, and we talked about how Shannon Pluhowski had all the experience in her favor in this match, but experience only goes so far. Momentum is the most important thing, and right now, Maria has all the momentum.
Well, her picture is clear, and Shannon's is pretty awesome at stepping up and finding a way. She knows what she needs to see. She's just trying to figure out how to get it.
So this will be the deciding game to see who will bowl Clara Guerrero for the title here at the World Cup this week. Both players starting with a strike. Shannon won 219-174 the first game. Maria took the second game 242-177. Shannon is going to stop. I think that what happened is that the top seed players started practicing down on the end, and we haven't had that happen, and so the noise just kind of caught Shannon off guard.
Yep, it's that library atmosphere,
Yep.
just small noises that would not normally be noticed. They're very noticeable. So, a veteran move just to stop and regroup and get your pre-shot routine going and get your focus back.
Throwing a different ball on each lane, it looks like.
She did that a little last game too.
Leaves the 7-pin. And she misses the 7-pin, an unforced error here for Pluhowski in the second. Don't see that too often.
It's very rare.
Big opportunity for Maria to build an early lead here in game 3.
This has the nature of a finals because we don't have any men's bowling going on next to us here since it's already decided. So it gets really quiet.
It is very quiet in here. See if Maria can put the double on the board. That comes up light, leaves the 2-8. Well, when you go through a string of such great strikes like Maria did, you would have to think at some point the lanes might transition a little bit, maybe some little adjustments, and we'll see how it affects her. It's been really hard in this tournament to have long strings of strikes across many games without having to make some sort of adjustment or move, but this is unique in that they are staying on the same pair of lanes versus all throughout the week changing lanes each game. Covers it up perfectly.
Oh, very nice.
Slices right through it. Makes the spare. Talking to her coach a little bit. Don't think any adjustments are quite needed at this point. Just continue to make quality shots.
Do you know how long she's been bowling, Lucas?
I do not know.
I would guess she's probably bowled as a youngster for quite a while.
She has a 12-pin early lead here, game 3. High flush.
It's impressive, such a young player. Just staying the course, getting settled, making great shots.
Pressure starting to build a little bit here for Shannon. Just had Bernard Gibbons, one of the tournament directors here this week, come up to me and tell me they've decided to make a change. The 2 championship matches will be run side by side now.
Ah.
They will be run at the same time because this is taking quite a while, and I guess they don't want to have it take too long.
It's exciting too when you have both
Sure.
matches going on at the same time.
It makes no impact for us because we're going to be here to watch it anyways, and it just makes the action,
There's a lot of
a lot
excitement
more
going on.
action,
Yeah.
between the 2 matches at the same time, and so they're going to run them at the same time, which just wanted to let you guys know at home that we'll be doing that next. So they will re-oil both pairs, he said, after this game ends. Looks like a pretty good shot from Shannon
Great
there.
shot.
Still down by 12, however.
Yeah. She knows how important it is, and she will make every shot possible. So it's important that Maria continue to keep the heat on.
Just tuning in, you're watching Bowl TV's live coverage of the QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup semifinals from Sam's Town in Las Vegas. I'm Lucas Wiseman, along with Puerto Rico head coach Jerry Edwards. This is Game 3, deciding Game 3 between the United States and Russia in the women's division. Winner advances to the championship match. Maria up by 12, a chance to go up 22, but through the face, 3-6-10.
I think she knew that off her hand too, that was going to be in, it's going to get left down lane. What's really, really exciting for bowling in general is, it's not been such a long time that Russia's been bowling at this level. They've been very active here in the last probably 15 years in developing their team and their players. I know the World Cup's been in Russia several times, and they had a big event there 10, 12 years ago as well. That wasn't the World Cup, but they've made a real effort to bring bowling into the limelight there in Russia. It's really been great for bowling, and it's great to see their young players and their young athletes do such great things in bowling. They've worked really very hard.
Maria makes the spare. Kind of an interesting approach at the spare, though. I don't know if you noticed that, Jerry. There was a 3-6-10, and she played it from the right, and it worked, but she was kind of nervous, I think, when she let it go, that she was going to miss that 3-pin.
Yeah.
Got the job done, but not
Yeah.
exactly
She's like,
how
oops.
you might traditionally shoot that. So here we go, still up by 12, fifth frame. She had a long stretch where she was striking like crazy and settled down a little bit here this game. Perfect on this lane, though, this game. You could tell that was going to strike right off her hand. It was confident. It was right on line. That was probably the best shot she's thrown all day long.
There are times when you watch a player, when their swing goes through, and it's hard to know when the ball left their hand because it's so pure. There's no change of speed, no nothing. All of a sudden, the ball is gone. It's like magic. That was one of those shots.
A huge shot here for Plahowski, down by 12. If she strikes, she pulls to within 2 pins with a chance to take the lead in the next frame. Off balance, almost 8-10, or sorry, 7-9 on that shot, and leaves the 7. That one hit a little straight. She was off balance at the line when she let it go, but lucky to get that 9-pin out.
Yeah, she's happy. She can make a spare here. Not a lot lost here.
But a missed opportunity.
Well, of course.
Does make this one, though, after missing the 7-pin in the second. And now, really no opportunity here in the 6th to make up any ground, just to lay the groundwork to have a chance.
Yes.
An intense, pressure-packed semifinal here between the United States and Russia in the women's division.
And I'm watching the interaction between the Russian coach and his player, and he's got Maria smiling and just having a little bit of a conversation and talking. Looks like they're keeping it light. What a great shot there.
You could tell off her hand that Shannon liked that one. It was pretty good, pretty pure, and it looks like she's pretty dialed in on that left lane. She just has to find her way to get her ball to roll through the pins the right way on the right lane, and then we could have a pretty good finish here if Shannon can get that sorted out.
Yeah, this game is actually very close. Can be. That's why it's so important that you keep the heat on at this point. Make those shots. And
Maria has not struck on this lane this game. She went high last time, left a 3-6-9. Sorry, 3-6-10. Very quiet in here. It's going to go high. High flush, at least.
yeah,
It did go high, blasted past the 9-pin, but then something came across and took it out. So a good break there for
that was an
Maria.
incredibly big strike.
22-pin lead.
First double of this game. Now it's really, really important that Shannon find a way to knock them all down here in her 7th frame. Maria keeping the heat on. It's impressive.
Chance to go up by 32 pins here in the deciding game 3, 7th frame. It's on line, shreds the rack, but leaves the 7. That was a pretty good shot
It was
right
a really
there.
good shot.
I mean, you could tell at the break point it was going to be pretty close.
It was a really good shot.
Just does not get the break on the 7, and right now I'm guessing that Shannon Plahowski let out a little sigh of relief that that it is as close as it is, because that easily could have been a 32-pin lead for Maria.
Mm-hmm.
Spares are critical. Clean so far this game. Picks it off, no problem.
Great spare.
And each frame gets more important than the previous, especially when you're trailing in the match. And this one is another opportunity on this right lane for Plahowski to eat into the lead. Right now, Shannon is down by 21. Strike, she's only down by 11. She's got to find a way to strike on this right lane. Makes a ball change and delivers a perfect strike right in the pocket. Pure power right there from Shannon Plahowski on a gutsy ball change on the right lane.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Great stuff right there. And now it is an 11-pin match. It's a one-mark match with 3 frames to go. Anybody's game. And Plahowski a chance to cut it to 1 with another strike. She doesn't like it off her hand. I heard her let out a little bit of a yell, and she feels like she probably got away with one there. It looked pretty good to me, but something in her field probably just wasn't quite perfect. But like you said, Jerry, bowlers at that level, if they get it off their hand 80, 85%, it's got a great chance to strike. And
Yes, it does.
perfect example right there. And guess what? 1-pin match
How about that?
with 2.5 frames to go.
These two great champions fighting it out here.
Buckle your seatbelts.
Yeah. It's really interesting, too, with these two ladies. They both, their final step, they actually step into their final step as opposed to slide. And that's not as common. That's an uncommon, if you were going to say, it's not as common as sliding through your finish. So both of these girls go into their last step where they actually step into that.
Working on a spare and leaves kind of a weak 10. So now we're even. Assuming that Maria picks up the 10-pin here. I mean, you might as well flip a coin at this point. This match could go either way. It's
Both these girls have the pocket. Looks like they both have the pocket now. Now it's who can find a way to strike.
And we talked about the experience level versus the momentum. Earlier, Maria had the momentum. Now things are a little bit evened up, and this is where the experience level maybe comes into play a little bit.
That's funny. You know, the momentum goes back and forth. You have to have patience and.
Covers it up nicely. We've got 2 frames to go here. It's an even game. I would say that Shannon Plahowski has a slight advantage, being that she's working on a string of strikes. But technically the score is even right now, with 2 frames to go. This is a big, big shot for Maria, as she will try to set herself up for the 10th. The maximum score for Maria is 228. The max for Shannon is 238. So an important shot here in the foundation 9th frame for Russia. Another 10-pin.
That was a very good shot off of her hand, too.
It was. It doesn't seem like the ball's quite driving like it was a few frames ago, does it? Just a little. It doesn't take much, just a little.
Does not take much. Because she nailed her finish there. That was a very, very solid delivery.
You know, it's so hard to make those small adjustments. That's kind of what separates the the good from the great in bowling is being able to recognize when you need to make those small adjustments.
Yep.
And right now she's just in a little patch of tough carry.
You know, in bowling, you have to read your ball reaction, then you have to recognize what it's doing, and then you have to respond to that. It's the 3 R's. And then how do you respond? What's your adjustment?
Well, the way that this is set up now, Shannon Plahowski has a chance to step up here 9th and 10th and shut this thing out and win the match. She's up by 1 pin now, based on the count. If Shannon, for example, were to go 9 spare here, we'd be tied going into the 10th frame. If Shannon strikes here, she'll go up 11 going into the 10th and be able to toss a couple of strikes to lock this thing up. So it's all come down to this in our semifinal. Frame and a half to go.
So take a deep breath and just blow it out there. Get settled.
Critical shot for Plahowski and buries the strike for 4 in a row. What a gutsy veteran performance here in this semifinal by Shannon Plahowski. She made a spectacular ball change on that right lane that helped her get the 2 strikes that she needed on that right lane to put her in position to win this semifinal. What a match. Hate to see either of them lose this one.
Oh, me too. Can we have a three-way?
Just have them all go to the
finals?
championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still some work to be done here to lock up the win. She's going to need a double in the 10th for the shutout. Yanks it. Oh my goodness, she breaks up the split on the high shot through the face, and what a break for Shannon Plahowski.
How about that?
My goodness.
This week, when your ball hit the pins rolling a certain way down lane like that, I saw some shots that did that. It was fun to see some of the things break up the way they broke up this week. It's like they wanted to fall.
So here's the situation. Shannon needs another strike for the shutout. 9 spare. Could still have. Actually, not yet. No. Shannon's already in the 220s. Now she's in the 230s. And Shannon Plahowski will bowl for the title against Claire Guerrero of Colombia. This was a spectacular semifinal match between the U.S. and Russia. But Shannon Plahowski comes out on top this time and will bowl Clara for the title. Great match, and we are going to see Maria again in the future. I guarantee it.
For sure.
But what a great change of pace in the last half of this game for Shannon Plahowski as she shoots 238.
Rocky start, and Miss Maria, what a great, great display of bowling. Just a fabulous performance.
And congratulations to the Russian team on a great performance here this week. From both the men's and the women's side, with Alexei on the men's side making the round of 8, bowling very well, and Maria on the women's side. They won't win the Top Country Award, but a great performance for Russia here this week, and congratulations to them. As our championship matches are going to be coming up, they're going to oil the lanes. I'm going to guess it's going to take about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll be started with our championship matches. It's going to be South Africa against Hong Kong on the men's side, and Colombia against the United States on the women's side. Stand by, and we'll be back with you in just a few minutes once we get started after the re-oil here live on Bowl TV at the QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a small break to do lane maintenance. We're going to come back and run the finals for the men's and the women's at the same time. So we'll have the men's and women's final just like we did for the semifinals simultaneously. So give us about 15 minutes for lane maintenance and be back to your seat. Thank you.
I like to stop just here. Moves on.
Losing, but you know, like professional. Still 17. Yeah. Still a child. But okay, coach. Every time. Yeah, he played strong.
Mr. Lucas, she needs to speak up. It's really terrible. Yeah, but just, I mean, you speak, it's really great to listen, yeah? And then you say, and then you will get it. Isn't it? Yeah, but there's no need to whisper. Please. Because I don't need which is about 8, 7, 8 meters from my place. It's easy for me to listen to you. Yeah, but you see, the level is like this, yeah? I know, it's going to kill me. That's what killed me completely. Easy, and then this is bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a few seats in the bleachers if you'd like to sit on the lanes. I do caution you though that we do have very strict etiquette on the bleachers. So if you'd like to sit on the lanes, we do have a few seats available.
Sure, sitting. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know. I find the same. Which
I got to see you.
More TVs than USBC. And replay. Thank you.
Да, будет, Маша, там сел. Сейчас будет микрофон. Good, Jerry?
You want to sit next to Mort? Want to sit next to Mort? Here. Right here. This wall would rather sit there. No, it wouldn't
Great, huh? You're good. You're like a model.
There's a note there.
With a conversation we had
Yeah, stick his leg out. How many legs do you have in your center? Did you sell it? 7 years ago? Yeah. When did you get rid of the When did you get rid of the car? Everybody came there. You started Billy Ray Cyrus, didn't you?
You guys ready? You ready when we are? Spectators, if you could take your seats, please. Please take your seats.
We have one centers as well, but now you're. Chairman of the board.
Boulders, please report to lanes 19, 20, 21, and 22. Boulders.
Sign the test. Yeah, right. Maybe, yeah.
That's okay. You just want your lunch to be nice.
Oops.
How long is she working today?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce the players. Leading the ladies with an average of where did it go on the sheet? Average of 218. And our defending champion from Colombia, Clara Juliana Guerrero. Competing against Clara is the winner of the semifinals match, Shannon Luhowski. the men from South Africa, Francois Lowe. Averaging a fine 221 with a high game of 289. Competing against South Africa is Hui Hong Wu from Hong Kong. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. You'll get 2 balls of practice on each lane.
All right, we're just about ready to get started with our championship matches here at the 51st QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. Practice is over, and players are just making their final adjustments to their bowling equipment before they get started here. And we'll be underway with our championship matches momentarily.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause to our finalists today.
All right, so our championship matches on the men's side, it's going to be Woo-Soo Hong of Hong Kong taking on top seed Francois Loh of South Africa. And on the women's side, it's going to be Shannon Pluhowski of the United States bowling against top seed Clara Guerrero of Colombia for the women's title. So both championship matches happening side by side. I'm Lucas Wiseman of Bowl TV, along with Puerto Rican head coach Jerry Edwards, and we're live here at Sam's Town in Las Vegas. Well, Jerry, we've redressed the lanes, we've got the fresh condition out again, and we're ready to get started with our championship matches. Should be pretty exciting.
Very exciting. And Woo-Soo in his fill ball of the semifinal match changed to a different bowling ball, and he is selected to start with it here. So this is a different ball for him versus what he started with in the match in the semifinals. It's interesting.
And remember, he did struggle a little bit in the first game.
A lot.
Yeah, 198 clean in the first game on the fresh on this same pair for Woo-Soo Hong in his win against Singaporean. And he starts off with a split here. So our defending champion is Clara Guerrero of Colombia, and she finds herself in the championship match again for the second consecutive year. She won this event last year in Wrocław, Poland. And on her first shot, she crosses over, leaves the 6-10.
Lucas, on the women's side, you would have to look very far and wide to find better ball rolls. These two women have incredible ball roll. They strike a lot because the strength of their roll is terrific.
Talk about strength. How about Francois Loh?
Now that's speed and power.
Wow, totally different than the women's game. Sends the messenger across and just annihilates that 10-pin with his high ball speed, high rev rate. Very exciting to watch for Fran Loh. Clara just does make the spare, lets out a beautiful smile, as she always does. She makes it. Looks like, Jerry, you pointed out that Clara doesn't have a coach here this week, so she has the Mexican bowlers, Sandra Gongora, helping her. It looks like I got distracted. Clara's talking to the tournament director because I think they moved some bleachers on the side of the lanes, and maybe some of the people were moving a little bit, and it was distracting a bit. So they'll tell them just to sit tight as Fran steps up, and wow, that was some power right there.
Yep.
19 miles per hour on that shot.
Look, I watched him throw the first couple of balls in his practice session, and his hand was going around the ball a lot more. He has chosen to go a little bit more rolly too, to be able to control the pocket. Man, can he hit the pins hard.
Clara's ball didn't quite get up on that one. It's not quite finishing like she would like. She leaves the 2-4, comes up a little bit light on that shot. And Woo-Soo Hong in a little bit of trouble here in this opening game as he leaves his second consecutive split. Remember, it's a best of 3, so not too much pressure here in this first game, but you don't want to fall behind for sure in this best of 3 format.
It's always important to have a good start too. You know, you have some time to get lined up, and these lanes are going to transition a little bit. Again, they had another strip and re-oil. This is the first time these athletes have bowled on a third strip and re-oil, and that makes a difference in how your ball goes down the lane. So they all are seeing something that's a little different than they've seen earlier in the week.
Wu Suhong has got to find something here. Starting with a couple of splits for opens, and Fran has looked pretty solid in the first 2 frames.
And Wusu went light on 19, and then he probably made a little adjustment. He actually went high on 20. So he had a light, went high, and now he's a little light again. So he's looking to see something settle down here a little for himself.
Opening game of our championship matches here on Bull TV, the 51st QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. And Wu Suhong finally on the board with his first mark after a bit of a rough start here. Shannon Puhalski, both players a couple of spares. Puhalski had 1 pin advantage.
Shannon wasn't particular. I don't think she was particularly happy with it off of her hand.
No, you could tell.
Yeah, she kind of you can hear her kind of respond to that, but the ball did a good thing.
Got the job done.
Always makes you feel good.
And Fran has been impressive with his first 2 shots. Can he continue that trend here? Wow, snaps that 10 out. He looks very determined.
He has great control of his axis, the rotation of his axis, how much he rotates his hand around the ball. And right now he is rolling it pretty forward for him. He's looking to manage that pocket. And right now they're a little tricky until the lane settles down.
Looks like Clara threw a different ball on that right lane than she did on the left lane last shot. We'll look again and see what she does on lane 21. Gentleman's going to let the lady go first here. Looking for a double is Clara Guerrero, down by a single pin. She is throwing a different ball now as gets the double. Looked like after the first couple of shots she decided to make a ball change early here in this match, and it pays off pretty nicely with the double to take the lead by 9. Look at the messenger go in front of the 10 pin.
That's some power.
Wow.
He's an exciting player to watch.
You know, watching a bowler like Fran, it almost makes you wish that that you saw him try a little bit in more events on the PBA tour or of bigger events. I think he'd do pretty well on an event like the Masters or something like that. It'd be pretty interesting to see how he would stack up because he's quite good. He's quite the player. And we don't get to see him nearly enough out on the lanes. All the way down in South Africa. You got to remember, South Africa is thousands of miles away from really any bowling tournaments.
Yeah, for them,
it's long trips.
Yeah, finding meaningful competition sometimes is very difficult. So they may see people from around their area, but to get to see a lot of the great champions from other zones, it's a big endeavor for them. It costs a lot of money, and it's a lot of time away from home.
Yeah, it takes days to get to the United States from South Africa. And it's tough. Wu Suhong, I've seen him a number of times in international competitions here on Bowl TV as he comes up light.
So Wusu just made another ball change. He elected to start with a ball he threw in the fill of the semifinal game, and now he has gone back to the bowling ball that he started with in the semifinal match. Strategy plays a big part right here. Everybody's just doing their best to manage the pocket, get the ball to the pocket. You'd like to carry, but you're happy to get a single pin early to have a reasonable spare.
Well, right now, early in this men's championship match, there is no question who has the better look. But
No
that can
question.
change pretty quickly. Clara looking for her 3rd consecutive strike. 5th frame. game number 1. That's going to go high. Leaves a 3-6. She knew right away that that was not her best shot, and she'll be happy it's not a split, I think. Still has a slight lead with the spare. Pace of play a little slower than it was earlier today, as they're really taking their time, and it's an important match. Big title on the line.
Yeah, and I think the players are being very respectful of each other.
Oh, goodness. Clara chops the spare, takes a deep breath, and she'll try to regroup here. This is not a big tournament in terms of financial winnings from this tournament. You don't win any money, but the prestige that comes along with this title is almost unmatched in bowling outside of the World Championships. This is a very, very prestigious title.
Look, when you've got more countries playing here than oftentimes go to the Olympics, you're playing against the world, and there's no greater honor than representing your country. The patriotism that you feel in this event is really special.
Clara trying to get back on track, and look at the light hit carry. Collapses the 2-4-5 for the strike in the 6th.
Collapsing the bucket
Yes.
always makes you want to smile.
And to be honest, there may be some financial incentives from federations back home for some of these players if they win, but this tournament is not about that. It's about the trophies, and you can just barely see the trophy at the bottom of your screen for the men's side. Just look at the power that he delivers. He does things to a bowling ball that I can only dream of. Many bowlers can only dream of. I mean, that's what he has is pretty special. High on that shot for Pluhowski, and she breaks it up to leave just the 6-10. Appreciate you tuning in. We hope that you will share the link to the live streaming on your Facebook and Twitter and spread the word and try to get as many folks watching as possible. He's got some great championship matches in progress here live on Bowl TV. You could tell that he
got that one in.
Yeah, he got that one in. He kind of pulled through it a little bit at the release and leaves a 3-6-10. He knew right away.
Well, he's happy he left something that you can make. You know, that's the bonus there.
Still in good shape, leading by 44. As we are in the 6th frame of our men's championship match. Women's championship match is a 5-pin lead for Shannon Pluhowski of the United States.
For somebody who's so powerful, being a good spare shooter is a great, great bonus. And he has been very good with his spares all week, firm and straight.
Shannon got that one really far left. Never really had a chance to get back to the head pin with that one.
Yeah, she was glad that the ball stayed out there, so she just left the 1-3-6 as opposed to having the 7-pin up there too.
I don't know if you could tell, but she just got done having a conversation with her shirt, as she was pretty disappointed with that effort. Probably saying some things into her shirt that we can't repeat here. Woo Soo-hong looking for his first double. Looks close. It's a great shot.
Very good shot.
More in line of what we expect from Woo Soo-hong on that shot versus early in this game. And he starts stringing strikes. You never know. Could be back in this thing. He can still shoot 235 this game as a max score.
And he has changed balls again. Back to the one he started with.
Trying to find that look. Pluhowski lucky to make that spare to maintain the lead by a couple of pins.
Both of these ladies really see ball motion terrifically, and so they watch very closely and they can make small moves to get their ball to do the things they want it to do. It takes incredible concentration and incredible focus, and what a great shot there.
Wow, what a tough break for Clara as she leaves the 8-pin, stone cold 8-pin. What causes that? The ball just didn't drive through enough and didn't catch a piece of the 8, or I mean, it's hard to explain, isn't it?
It's round objects hitting round objects.
Yeah.
You'd like to see the ball get there, get through, but it's just a. Oof.
It doesn't miss by much.
No.
You like to split the 8-9 right in half so that doesn't happen. The ball just
Misses
didn't
it.
quite get to the 8-pin. Picks it up. Down by 2. 3 frames to go here in game 1. We've got Wu Su-hong now with 3 strikes in a row, trying to climb back in this match. Down by 24, so things tightening up a little bit as Fran steps up in the 7th. Rips through the ball, and he liked that one off his hand.
He liked off his hand. It's interesting when you watch, if you can see closely enough, when you watch him, and when he sets up, as strong as he is, his wrist is in a pretty weak position in his setup.
8th frame for Clara. Week 10. So Clara now in the pocket, but struggling to get her ball to go through the pins the right way to strike. And she'll get that figured out, I would guess.
She
pretty
is
quick.
one of the best. She is one of the best at that, where you see her, you feel like, she doesn't see it very well, and the next thing you know, she's putting a lot of strikes together.
Needs to hook, and Fran comes up light, leaves the very awkward 2-5-7. Well, things are tightening up pretty quickly in our men's match, especially if Fran doesn't find a way to make this. Want to, I guess, hit the left side of the 2-pin here and let the ball take out the 2 and the 7, ideally.
Yes.
Textbook.
You couldn't
Exactly
have done
right.
it any better than that.
Exactly
Absolutely
perfect.
no better.
And that was a great spare to keep that lead. A few frames to go. Plutowski now 8th frame, leading by 3. A little high.
Yeah, that was a good shot for Shannon.
Leaves
She
the,
wanted that one.
6. Now she's ahead by 2 with the spare. Very tight game in our opening game of our women's championship match. Remember, it's best of 3, so don't get too excited about what happens in this game 1 because it's only the start. It's the appetizer. And a baby is crying in the background, and wisely, I think Wu Su-hong steps back and puts the ball in the racket, and we'll regroup. And now a telephone ringing in the background as well. That Shannon makes her spare. That's what happens when it gets quiet. You
Yeah.
hear everything.
Well, you can have everybody turn off the cell phones, but the phone's ringing into the front desk.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
Unplug the phone.
That's what you do.
This is a big shot right here. 8th frame, working on 3 in a row. Wu Su-hong. Looks good. What a shot. He's right back in this thing. Down by 14. 2 frames to go. Max score for Wu Su is 235. Max score for Fran Lowe is 239. Pluhowski pitched it left again in a super washout. And now her lead is evaporated.
Yes, it has.
Gone. She now trails by 3. And has a difficult spare attempt coming up here. That was a critical shot in this game.
Shannon's a great spare shooter. Put a good roll on this one, make the spare, and move on.
Trying to go right between them and not going to happen. Just pulled it. Open frame. 157 now in the ninth for Pluhowski, and Clara Guerrero in the driver's seat. If she can step up ninth and 10th and close out for a game 1 win and be 1 game closer to defending her title. Big shot here again for Wu Su Hong, working on 4 in a row to cut the deficit to 4. He likes it,
Yes,
and
he
it's
does.
perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Fabulous.
And he has gotten dialed in these last 5 frames after a shaky start in the first 4, and he has pulled to within single digits with a frame and a half to go.
Hong Kong has made a big investment in their bowling community with
Yes,
a
they
brand new
have.
training facility there. They have really stepped up and provided their athletes with a beautiful facility. Lots of stuff going on there in Hong Kong.
Bill Hoffman, the head coach in Hong Kong, they've had a lot of success over the last couple of years, and I think all that success translates into more funding and even better programs and able to develop more talent. And things are going well in Hong Kong, and Fran Lowe trying to get things going the right direction again here for him. He's been good on this right lane. It's the left lane that's given him a little bit of trouble. And as he stays perfect on the right lane, the left lane he's only struck once on. Clara looking to close out this thing. She can shoot 213 if she strikes out. Shannon can only shoot 187. Gets the strike.
Yeah,
Clara's going to
takes-
win game 1.
Yeah, takes advantage. I think on lane 22, did she have kind of an iffy shot over there? I was watching.
It was a
over-
Brooklyn.
That's
Yep,
what I kind of
Brooklyn
thought.
shot.
And she took advantage of it.
Yep.
Made that, got the hit here for a commanding win here on this first game.
Here's the situation for Fran. He needs 2 strikes and 7 for the shutout. Pops it off his thumb. Almost a 7-10. My goodness. Probably his best shot on that lane since the second frame, but leaves the 7. And wow, good thing that 10 went down. Otherwise, that would have been heartbreaking. But now Wu Su Hong has a chance to come back and steal the game.
He does.
Clara leaves the 9 pin, doesn't matter. She's going to win game 1 and have a 1-0 lead. Let's see if Fran can break the 7 pin in 2. He threw that last shot over 19 miles per hour at the on his first ball. That one was just a shade under 21 miles an hour.
And he does that with ease.
Yes, no, it's effortless, isn't it? Clara, an opportunity to maybe take a look at something here on this shot. The spare is insignificant. It looks like she will do that. Takes another ball out. It's a 9 pin. Just throw your strike ball at it. Covers it up for 202. A good start for the Colombian. And we're going to have some excitement in our men's match. In the 10th frame for Wu Su Hong. It's a good shot.
Fabulous shot there.
219. So now Wu Su Hong, what will he need? He will need the first one in the 10th, I believe. That would get him, with good count, into the 220s. But he's got to have the first one because he won't have enough if he doesn't strike. We will look back at this shot as one of the most significant in this championship match when it's all said and done. Has to have it.
Oh.
It's way left, and is the Brooklyn gonna go? Wow, what a break for Wu Su Hong as he shakes it off, carries the 6-pin on the crossover, and that is just an absolute punch in the gut if you're Fran Lowe watching that on the bench. My goodness.
That is why a lot of players choose not to watch.
Lewowski comes in the back door there for a strike on the fill for 177. And what what a turn of events in this game. It looked like it was going to be all Francois, and then it just kind of flipped. He couldn't quite get that left lane, and Wusu got it going on, and good count here. Wusu is going to take game 1. Gets the strike, and Wusu Hong, he was looking dead in the water after 4 frames and turned it up a notch and has been perfect since. And man, what a finish in this men's match. Exciting stuff.
Craziness.
Yeah, see, this is why you tune into Bowl TV to watch live streaming, because you never know what you're going to see. We've seen unbelievable, crazy things happen, and that's right up there with them. But in the end, it doesn't matter how you get it done, as long as there's a strike on the scoreboard. And I guarantee you that Wusu Hong's not apologizing for anything right now.
And he's not going to give it back. Are you
No, he's
kidding me?
not.
There's a lot of times that you make great shots and you don't get the hit, so you take the ones they give you.
After the first 4 frames, Wusu Hong was on pace to shoot about 170 this game. And he takes a 170 game and turns it into 230. That's pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
233, 219.
Yeah. And I've seen Shannon fussing with her thumb, so she's having a little trouble with the feel in her thumb.
Well, Shannon's got to get it going. She's in the pressure position now, down 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
Our defending champion, Clara Guerrero, up 1-0 in this match. And Shannon trying to tickle that 3-pin, but it stays up. So all the pressure on Francois Lowe of South Africa and Shannon Blahowski of the United States, the 2 players that you can see on your screen right now. They are in must-win situations this game. And Fran is tired of messing around with that left lane and
He's
just
like,
annihilates the pins.
That's right. I'm just going to knock down 30 for you. How about that?
He almost knocked down the pins on lane 20 with that strike.
I think I see the pins shaking before he even throws them or throws that ball.
Yeah, that was a great shot. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Wusu Hong, first frame, leading 1-0. It's a good shot.
Very good shot. You could see he threw that with a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Getting settled and comfortable.
Had to settle himself down a little bit after that dramatic 10th frame, and comes out and delivers a nice, perfect shot to start game 2.
Yeah, Shannon gets a little kick from behind the 8-pin.
Yeah,
Get
she's
that
got
thing
some
forward.
tricks up her sleeve.
She does. The wily veteran.
Francois not the only one who can send some pins across the deck. Shannon can as well. And so now Clara trying to put a double on the board. Take the early lead here in game 2, already up 1-0. It's left. Crossover Brooklyn.
That's the second Brooklyn she's thrown there on 22.
It is.
She's shaking her head a little bit.
And actually the last 2 shots on that lane have been Brooklyn, because the 9th frame last game was on that lane. Ooh, gets the 10 out.
He was down on a knee wanting that one. He's like, come on, come on, come on.
Kind of makes your heart stop a little bit when you see the 10-pin fall like that. It also makes you pause and kind of take thought, is this the start of maybe some carry issues?
Do I need to make an adjustment?
That's what the great bowlers do. They start to see that, and they start to make the adjustments as necessary. And he's got Del Ballard in his corner helping him out. As Clara collapses it with a light hit for the front 3. She's looking tough. She's taking advantage of those breaks that she's gotten and turns it into a triple to start and a 20-pin lead. Wow, it's incredible the power he generates.
I'm telling you, he just tomahawked the 10-pin again.
Man, it's amazing to watch. As he starts with a double. Pluhowski. 7-pin on a good shot.
Yeah, that was a fabulous shot. That's what she's saying. Hey, hey, what more do I have to do there? That was a great shot.
Yeah, she's got to find a way to start striking. Or she could be kind of left in the dust here. Here's Fran. Do we get another messenger, Fran? No, not on this one. He pulled it right through the face. Just did not make a quality shot. Leaves the Greek church. That lane is giving him a little bit of fits, but I think that one he just yanked.
Yeah, that was just not a good shot off of his hand. He might make it a little exciting. As hard as he throws it.
Yeah, he could make this,
Yeah.
right? Let's see if he gives it a run. Why not? Is he going to go for the 2?
I think so.
He is. Yeah, I think that's a questionable decision, in my opinion. Giving away some pins on the double
count,
and the
yeah.
count. Yeah, he gives away some count. I mean, you and I both know it's easier to make that split if you go for the 2.
Sure.
But by the same token, you give up the count, which is pretty significant here.
Well, for me, I think.
And as hard as he throws it, you would think he'd have a good chance to bounce it out if he went for the 3. I don't know about that choice. But there's a reason
Great
he's on the
shot.
lanes and I'm not. So,
Yeah. maybe he's made it a lot of times.
yeah, you don't know. Maybe he has confidence making it that way.
That was a quality shot by
It was
Shannon.
very nice.
2 in a row that were just as pretty and as strong and as good off of her hand as she could throw it.
So a huge opportunity for Woo Soo Hong to really get in the driver's seat here if he can throw a strike in the 3rd. Wow. Very solid. He's got a little bit of room, little area now, and he's throwing
He's
it well,
feeling it.
and he's feeling good. Speaking of feeling good, Clara has not felt good on this lane. Back-to-back Brooklyn's. She needs to make a quality shot here on the right lane. A little high.
A little high, and she trips that 4. When you're tripping the 4-pin, you know that you've got some help, and it's a good thing.
Given how the last 2 shots had gone on that lane for Clara, I'm thinking she's pretty happy with that. And maybe a slight adjustment after that shot for the next frame. And, escape again, the front 4, and see if Clara steps up and takes advantage of the break like she is so good at doing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been really solid here on this left lane. She kind of had a light hit that carried, but sometimes those light hits can carry real well.
Well, for her, that's pretty patented. It's very common for her.
So a big shot, front 4 for Clara. A quality shot again, and the 7 falls late. And she gives the big fist pump, and she's got the front 5 and a big lead. Clara up by 40. Woo Soo trying to go front 4 now. Going over to the Brooklyn side and not going to carry this time. Leaves the 6-pin.
Yeah, he's happy to leave that 6-pin.
He knew off his hand it was not a quality shot. It was
Yeah,
going left.
He was
and
asking for it to go left.
was. Shannon's got to strike. I mean, we're kind of starting to get into must-strike territory here for Shannon, down 40 after 4
Well, look,
frames.
she's made some great shots here. Come on, babe.
Oh, look at this.
There you go.
A little extra love on the 5 for the strike. And that kind of keeps her in the mix
Sure.
here. She really needed that one to carry. And
Sure.
she'll kind of think about that one for a second. Try to think about why it didn't quite get up enough and see if she can put another strike on the board. Clara's been so good at taking advantage of breaks like that, and now it's time to see if Shannon can take advantage of a break
That's
like
a
that.
Good point, Lucas.
And it's time for Fran to start to step it up here. He's got to start stringing some strikes. He was very off balance on that shot.
Yeah, he got it off
His
his
shoulder
hand
was
quick.
real low and got off it quick, and it leaves the 2-pin. It's his first non-strike on that right lane. best of 3. The 2 players on your screen right now are both trailing 1-0. Pluhowski working on a double. Needs a quality shot here. Looks like she's got it. Delivers the strike. And just like that, the 40-pin lead for Clara has been cut to 20. Cut it in half.
These two
frames.
ladies are great champions, and you can never count either one of them out. You just, at any moment, they could start throwing a lot of strikes.
The excitement's starting to build. I'm starting to feel the butterflies. If I'm feeling the butterflies, I know the players are
Yeah,
too.
they have to be.
Front 5 for Clara. Tripped out the 4-pin last time on this lane. A little bit of a weak hit with the 6-pin going in the gutter and no action on the 10. And she'll be shooting the spare. I'm sure Shannon with a sigh of relief that Clara finally has stopped striking. Here's Fran on the lane that's giving him some trouble. And he gets the 7 to fall with a whole lot of pin action on that shot as well. But he trails by 30. Big 10-pin attempt here for Clara. You know, you've got Hiro Noda sitting just to the right of that. You got to be careful and focused and not let that just be distracting. Noda is very still, but it's still it's not what you usually see when you're bowling. So
No.
Clara is very experienced, and she's been in that situation many times, and doesn't let it bother her. And here's Wusu trying to rebound. He made a bad shot last frame, crossed over, left the 6-pin. See what he does here in the 5th. It's high, leaves the 3-6.
That got off his hand. The last 2 on this lane have gotten off his hand just a pinch quick. That was in just a pinch too.
Guerrero up by 19. She wins this game, she wins the title. And she comes up light with that patented Clara Guerrero hit.
Yep.
Collapses the 4-5-7.
She's fighting hard here.
She's scoring well, but you almost feel like she's just kind of grinding it out, take advantage of the breaks, and she's taking advantage of the lucky breaks and turn it into some strings of strikes. And
when you look up there,
it's looking pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
19-pin lead, although if Pluhowski strikes on her next 2 shots, she will take the lead.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yep.
It goes so quick.
Just like you would expect, these champions are starting to strike, and it's really important to keep striking.
Big shot for Pluhowski. Oh, and she pures it and leaves a 7-pin again on that right lane. And still down by 20. She really wanted that one.
It was a very, very good shot off of her hand.
Wusu trying to get the feel back. Last couple of frames have been a little suspect. Looks like a quality shot.
Very nice shot there.
He's got great ball roll.
Oh, tremendous.
An enviable ball roll for sure. Just really gives the ball to business at the bottom of the swing.
He has a lot of experience for a player that's so young. He's one of the players that has been in many championships, even as a youth player playing on their adult team because of his talent. And his nature is so good for bowling too, because he is very smooth as far as how he controls his emotions.
Here's Fran, 6th frame. He's gonna back off a little bit here. Got a little distracted maybe. It's good. When that happens, you got to put the ball on the rack and totally reset, start over. And that's exactly what he does.
Yeah, you start back over with your whole pre-shot routine.
Yep. No need to rush. There's no time constraints here. Take your time to make a quality shot. Shannon down by 20. 8th frame, working on a spare. Pulls it, asks for it to push. And a pin kind of rolls beside the 6 but doesn't go. And she's in some trouble.
Yes, she is.
And here's Fran. Oh, Messenger misses the 10. It was a little in, I think. It didn't quite.
Well, it was in, but you could see that he is controlling the pocket without rotating it very much, and so that ball went in very forward.
It did, yeah. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I was looking for, but I couldn't find the right words to say it. That's why you're the coach.
Yeah.
It was a good shot.
Yes, it
just,
was.
Just a little in, I think, and that caused the pin carry to be a little different than what it has been when he hits it pure. Covers it up, but still trails big after 6 frames. It's a 28-pin lead for Woo-Soo Hong. And Clara, 8th frame, working on a strike. She strikes here. She is in great, great shape to win this title again. What
How about
a shot.
that? That was
Man.
a terrific shot. Did you see that 5-pin going
Yes,
to the 7?
right into the 7.
Poof.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. And Clara is on the cusp.
She is on fire.
In fuego.
Hey, and you know what? Shannon has made great shots.
She has. 7th frame for the South African. A little high, leaves a 4. Starting to get the feeling that he might be in a little trouble as well. There's Clara, strike here. And she's in the 240s for sure. And Shannon can only strike out for 238. So this is a big shot. Clara Guerrero is on the way to back-to-back World Cup championships.
How about that?
Man, what an impressive display by the Colombian. Looks like Shannon Pluhowski will be denied becoming the first woman to win 3 World Cups. Now things settle back down a little bit here in the building, and Woo-Soo Hong up in the 7th. Chance to extend his lead into the 30s.
It was a good shot.
Blowout 10. Spare here, still up 29. 3 frames left. Pluhowski closing things out here. Would need a miracle at this point to keep her tournament hopes alive. She strikes again. Like I said, the best she can do is 238. Even if Clara goes 9 out, it's 240s.
Yeah.
247. So, you know, yeah, doesn't look like Shannon's going to have enough, despite throwing a pretty good game here.
Oh, she made a lot of quality shots this game. Sometimes the carry gets you.
Of course, they all strike when it's pretty close to out of the wood. She bowled a great game. Four single pin leaves. The rest strikes pretty much in the pocket most of the game. And just going to come up on the short end by a little bit here. Clara took advantage of the breaks. That's the difference.
She bowled a great game too.
Yeah.
She's made a lot of quality shots. Look, she can strike out for a 279 here, which is
one of the highest games we've seen all week.
Yes.
Woo-Soo, 8th frame. Once at the strike, this time he snaps the 10 out. And he's going to have a chance in the 9th and 10th no matter what Fran does here to lock this thing up. Shannon with 238.
Great champion, Shannon Pluhowski, is going to come up a bit short here. It would be fun to see Clara just throw 3 in a row here for a huge score.
Claire is going to take her victory lap as Fran steps up for an important shot in his game. Really must-strike situation here for Fran. Changed balls.
He sure did.
And gets the break. Shows off the muscles. And here's Claire for her victory lap here this week in Las Vegas. Claire comes up light, leaves the 6 count, the bucket. Doesn't matter. Let's see. Well, needs one. Needs one of them. Yep. Just got to do a little bit more work. As Fran,
Great
ball change
ball
pays
change.
off. Gets him a double. Pulls it within 19. She, I think, needs at least one of these. His 6 out is 237. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
That's what I see too.
Yeah, so if she gets 2, she should be at 239. Or she gets 1, I should say. So a little work to do, a little pressure. If she doesn't get at least one of these, I'd be shocked. But we've got a kid yelling in the background. You know, we got people moving around. Let's see what happens. And she gets 3, more than enough. And she'll breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah,
if she
heave
doesn't have
a
to shoot
sigh
that.
of relief. That's exactly right.
243, 238. Clara Guerrero has won the World Cup in back-to-back years. What a performance for the Colombian. She made it a little more drama-filled than it needed to be at the end there.
Wow, Shannon throwing the last
Yeah,
4.
puts a little bit of
forced her-
pressure.
Absolutely.
243 to 238. Clara Guerrero wins game 2 and wins the World Cup 2-0. And now we still have some work to be done in our men's match. This is a big shot for Wu Su Hong of Hong Kong. He likes it. What a shot. He's on his way as well. Big shot there for Wu Su Hong.
You could tell off of his hand, boy, he's like, there it is.
He's going to need a mark here in the 10th. Low can shoot 218 if he strikes out. If Wu Su Hong goes 9 spare strike here, he is at 226. So Wu Su needs good count and mark here, and he's going to be in good shape. But I tell you, if he throws another shot just like that and strikes, it's all over. He wins the World Cup. Wu Su Hong trying to lock up the World Cup title with a strike through the face. My goodness, he's very fortunate to have avoided a split there. That could have been disastrous. Now he has a pretty straightforward 6-10 here to shoot. Wow.
Wow.
He is very,
Was
very
flirting
fortunate.
with disaster. there.
Correct. Wow. He's got to regroup here. Clear his mind, reset, make the spare, and celebrate. If he makes the spare, he'll need 4 pins on the fill. And Wu Su Hong makes the spare.
How about that?
And he's just a few pins away from locking this thing up. There it is.
Yep,
Wu
there
Su
you
Hong
go.
is your
How
champion.
About that? That is a great champion there.
What a performance. Woo-Soo-Hong. So you watch the final shots here. 223 for Woo-Soo. A great performance this week by Francois Lowe. He's an impressive, powerful player who I hope we will see again here on Bowl TV.
He's been a joy to be around, that's for sure.
223 to 180, your final score. Trophy presentations coming up next. Jerry Edwards, thank you so much for joining us. We'll let you watch the trophy presentations here. I'm Lucas Wiseman. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring you the competition here this week on Bowl TV. Thank you so much for joining us, Jerry. Thanks again.
Oh, thanks, Lucas. Great to watch all these fun players.
Congratulations to Woo-Soo-Hong of Hong Kong and Clara Guerrero of Colombia on their titles here at the World Cup.
Bowlers, if you could keep your seats for about 10 minutes, we're going to set up the awards presentation. 10 minutes, we'll have an awards presentation.
Short final, do you get paid the same? Do you get paid the same for a short final?
Sorry, carry on.
Malayo ka masyado.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just about ready for the presentation, so could we ask you all to just take your seats? Please be seated. Thank you. Marine board, please. Marine board. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I can have your attention for a few moments, please. Thank you while we have the presentation. Thank you. The presentation for the 51st QubicaAMF World Cup. And I'm sure you would agree we're having a fantastic week here at Samstown. A big round of applause. And thanks to everybody involved at Samstown for what has been a tremendous event. Start the ceremony awards. We go with the country award. That's the country in both the men's and ladies division who finishes the highest, and finishing in third in the men's and sixth in the ladies. This year's country award goes to Singapore. Welcome Mohammed Jared and Geraldine Mingsu, please. And to present the award, welcome Mr. Tom Pippinger Jr., who's the bowling centre manager here at Samstown Bowling Centre. Congratulations, Singapore. Well done, congratulations. So the high games, the ladies' high game, goes to Kira Ray from England, who rolled a perfect 300 games. And to present the award, the Bowling World Cup marketing manager, Anne-Marie Board. And Kira has the distinction of being the only person at this year's QubicaAMF World Cup to roll a perfect game. The men's high game, we had a tie here for the men's high game, both bowled in the third game of 289. So Cameron Doyle from the USA and Francois Louis from South Africa. Now Cameron, we only have the one trophy because it is a tie. But very kindly, John Sue and the bowling centre here agreed that we're going to get another one. We're going to send it on to you by post. So there you go. Well done. Congratulations. So now we move on to the tournament itself. In third place and in the ladies division we will do first. I'm sure you will agree we had some fantastic bowling all through the week. And bowling in third place from Russia, Maria Bulanova. Present the award to Maria, the Director of Worldwide Aftermarket for QubicaAMF, Mr. Cliff Adair. Our runner-up from the United States of America, previous two-time champion, Shannon Pulaski. And to present the award, the General Manager of Samstown Casino and Gambling Hall, Mr. John Sue. So, ladies and gentlemen, our champion from Colombia, retaining the title, Clara Juliana Guerrero, champion 2015. Represent the trophy, President of QubicaAMF Worldwide, Mr. Juan Cabezas. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, our champion. Thank you, ladies. Well done. Congratulations. So we move on to the men's, and finishing in third place from Singapore, Mohammed Yardis. Present the trophy, the director of bowling operation of the Boyd Gaming, Mr. Mike Kaufman. The runner-up from South Africa, Francois Lou. Present the trophy, the President of World Bowling, Mr. Kevin Dornberg. And ladies and gentlemen, our champion from Hong Kong, Su Hong Woo. And present the champion trophy, the chairman of QubicaAMF Worldwide, Mr. Pat Sanello. Happy pictures. So ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the presentation party. My sincere thanks to our presentation party. My sincere thanks to everybody who came, our spectators, our coaches and our judges and officials, and congratulations of course to our two champions who are now on stage here for you. So thank you all indeed. We'll see you at the Victory Banquet, which starts at 6:30 this evening. Again, thank you to Sam's Down, a wonderful event, and we look forward to the Victory Banquet in a couple of hours' time. Thank you indeed, and good afternoon to you all.
And thank you, Lucas. They forgot you.